Welcome back to the channel, Karen Bonifilio, Inner Realms, Outer Journeys. I have a special guest for you, and you're going to say, Karen, you always say that, but it's true. I get the best guests, and I seriously do. And today I have Mezdulene Reed on, and she goes by Mez or Mezdulene. Is that correct, Mez?
Mezdulene, and I go by Mezdulene Bliss.
Mezdulene Bliss. So I can't call you Mez then?
Oh, you can call me Mez. It's easier for people.
Okay. Yeah, I do want to find out about your name too, now that I think about it. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Mezdulene, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to thank you for inviting me to be on your show. I feel really honored. And I am a woman of many hats. I was thinking about when, before I came on the show, you said, I'm going to ask you to tell you about yourself. And I was like, oh my goodness, where do I start? And so I think the first thing that started me on I've always been on a spiritual path. I mean, even when I was 3 years old, I felt a connection to spirit, and spirit protected me through a lot of childhood trauma. And I always had a place to go. I could just leave my body and go to spirit. And so I've always had that strong connection. And when I was in my early 20s, I went through something traumatic. And this is a great story. My neighbor, I lived deep in the forest of, I call it the boonies of Oregon. And I had a neighbor 3 miles down the road. And one day this neighbor walked up my driveway with a goat on a rope. And she said, I came to ask you if you wanted to go to belly dance class with me. I was going through a really hard time, and I just looked at that and went, oh, this is meant to be, right? So I went to belly dance class.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, wait a minute. Where in Oregon were you when this was located?
Outside of Coos Bay, about 8 miles in the forest from Coos Bay. Yeah. And so how could I resist an invitation with a rope on a goat? So
no, you can't. You can't. Right. You're going to go take that class.
Yeah. So I went with her to the class, and it was like coming home. The music, the movements of the dance were like coming home. And so I knew there was some kind of past life connection going on there, and it just lifted me up. And soon after I began belly dancing, I learned Reiki. I learned about Reiki, and I went to Portland and took a class. And then after my son was born, I became a Reiki master. So I've been a Reiki master for 35 years.
Wow.
And
that's a long time.
Yeah. And so what happened, which is not, most people, they belly dance for fun, for exercise, for, we all love to dress up, wear glitter and satins and silks and stuff. But for me, when I dance, I become a channel for divine love. And I don't know if it's because of the Reiki or what, but I do a lot of hand movements, and people, feel. People have told me that they could see light coming from my hands. They've told me they felt a healing when I danced. And then that started happening. And so now specifically when I dance, I do, sometimes I just do healing, specifically healing dancing, where the music is coming through me and the movements are coming through, and I'm going up and I'm guided to the people in the audience. My energy is guided to certain people. And so that's why I keep dancing. I love it so much. And
that's
through the dance, it's really amazing to feel that divine unconditional love coming through me. It comes through my crown chakra and
Wow.
down into my heart and then out through my hands. And so that the belly dance is what connected me to the divine feminine. So now I call it divine feminine belly dance. And so I'm also minister, and I work with the Akashic Records, and I'm an author of some belly dance books. I have a new book ready to go to press called Blonde Girl on the Reservation, about my teen years growing up on the San Carlos Apache Reservation. I have a podcast called Divine Feminine Rising, and my favorite thing to do is women's retreats. So there's a lot. And so my mission, my overall mission, is to be as divinely loving as humanly possible, as unconditionally loving. And what I really want to do is create a tsunami of love that just reaches out around the earth, the universe. Just love is my superpower.
Maz, this resonates so much with me. You have to understand that. And I was going to have sweatshirts made. It was love is my superpower.
Seriously?
Seriously, if I can find the design, I'll send it to you.
Oh
And
yeah.
oh my gosh, I never had them done. But that
Yeah.
was a few years ago when I was writing my first book that I came up with that. Love is my superpower.
That's awesome.
So I understand exactly what you're talking about and how you want to just, and I know it sounds so trite, love is the answer, love is everything, but it's true. It is. And I know that people just kind of probably roll their eyes. Yeah, right, Karen, right. But it is. And it's the answer, you know? Yeah.
It
So,
is the answer. It
mhm,
really is. There's two basic emotions, love and fear.
right.
And if you're in a place of fear, then things are less likely to feel good. When you're in a place of love, things are going to feel good. It's like respond with love, respond from your heart, and it took me a long time because I grew up in a world of fear, but it took me a long time to recondition my brain,
Mhm.
but if I can do it, anybody can do it.
So we're in a time of very challenging times, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's hard for people to find that love for others.
Mm-hmm.
So, any suggestions on that? Um, just continue to send out love to people.
Yeah, what I do is sometimes I stop and I think, okay, am I feeling fear or love? And you can instantly switch from fear to love. Like, and an example would be you're having an argument with someone and you're yelling or whatever, and the doorbell rings, and instantly and you go to the door and it's like your minister or your kid's school teacher or somebody that, and you instantly switch out of that
Right.
fear and into
Yeah.
and so you can do it. You can instantly go from fear to love by just being conscious. Okay, am I feeling fear right now, or am I feeling love? And sometimes it's hard to do if you're having a real difficult time in life. So if I'm having a hard time going through whatever, I'll put sticky notes up. I'll do whatever it takes to stay in the love, remember to be loving or whatever. Although now it's a natural thing for me, but yeah, just be conscious. That's the biggest thing. Be conscious. Am I feeling loving, or am I feeling in my heart, or am I feeling fear? And sometimes when it's fear, you got to face that fear, but do it with love.
Do it with love. What do you write on your sticky notes?
Um, I write be love, be one. Remember that we're all connected,
Hmm.
and we're all energetically connected. So if I stay in a loving space, if I remember that, be one with all that is, all that was, and all that ever shall be, um, it reminds me to stay in that place of love, because the energy that I want to share with everything and everyone is a loving energy, not not in energy of fear.
Fear-based. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I went initially through my levels of grief when my husband died, I took big sheets of notebook paper and wrote "Give gratitude" because that's the last thing I was doing, and I put them on the doors in my house. And every time I went to that door, I would stop and I would say 5 things I was grateful for. And so the sticky notes, I can so relate to that too.
Yeah, that's fantastic because gratitude is a great healer. If we're grateful for what we have instead of worried about what we don't have, it makes a difference. And earlier in my path, someone said you can always find something to be grateful for. And one time I was going through a divorce, I was carrying some stuff, I tripped and fell and
Oh,
hurt myself. And I thought, what could I possibly be grateful for? And I had landed, I kid you not, my face, it was a
oh no.
cement floor, but my face landed right on a soft object.
Oh,
And
there you go.
I went, well, I'm grateful my face landed on this instead of the cement, right? And then that shifted my energy. And then it was great. So yeah, I can always find something to be grateful for.
Yeah. And you know what? It does shift your energy. And then I would change it up and say, okay, now tell me 5 things you're grateful for about yourself. And
Oh,
yeah, and people have a hard time with that. You
yeah.
know, people can give compliments, but sometimes it's hard looking at yourself and
Mm-hmm.
giving yourself those compliments
And it's hard to receive them from others. So do you keep a journal? I kept a gratitude journal for a while to
all the time.
help myself. Yeah.
You know what, Maz? This is what I'm doing now. And this is not supposed to be about me, but this is a gratitude jar.
Oh, yeah.
So I fill this with little sticky notes and and I got this here I am. I got this idea from somebody on Facebook. And every New Year's Eve, I open up all those little sticky notes. And then I get to re-experience it and
Mm-hmm.
relive that feeling of gratitude. And I've even taken some of those notes and sent them to my friends in a little card. This is what I wrote about you this year too. So
I love it.
yeah. So you and
And
I are kind of a lot alike,
we
Maz.
are a lot alike because you're not going to believe this, but I have a gratitude jar and I put little notes in it. And but I didn't do it this last year. So thank you for that reminder because I want to start doing it again. My year was full of just going back and forth to Arizona, and I that got kind of in set aside. So yeah, that's a great reminder. It is. You put the and then New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, take them out and look at them. I date
Mhm.
each one too,
Me too.
and
Me
it's
too.
just it's so much fun. It's like, oh, I forgot about that, or oh, look at that. Yeah, thanks for
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And I did the gratitude journals for years.
Mm-hmm.
And it just went looking back on it, it didn't work as well as the jar. So I
Yeah,
stick with the jar for now. Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
We recommend this, right?
Definitely we
Yeah,
do. And let love be your superpower too.
right.
Anyway, so I have had belly dance lessons. That's hard to do.
It
Tell us
is.
about the belly dancing. It is. It's difficult.
It really is. And people, it's so funny because I've been teaching for 45 years, teaching belly
Mm,
dance, and
You're not that old.
yeah, I've traveled all over the US and taught, and I've taught in Canada. I did a dance tour through Egypt and danced
Seriously.
in Luxor and Cairo, and that was just amazing. And so it belly dance, the roots are in the Middle East, but they also it goes back thousands of years. I mean, it's the oldest dance because a lot of our hands and arms mimic
Oh,
nature. Like the palm trees, um, a flower growing, just beautiful things like that. And so it's the world's oldest dance. It's also a woman's dance. It comes from the time of Mother Goddess worship because there was a time thousands of years ago when people didn't know that men had anything to do with babies. They just saw women, making new people, right? And so they worship the goddess. And there's a lot of archaeological evidence to support this.
Oh, wow.
And so the movements, it's a full body thing. I've had yoga instructors tell me that belly dance works out the spine even better than yoga. So it's a dance of isolation. Like you can move your head, then you can move your ribs, move your hips, but you don't want it all moving together. So that's what makes it hard. If you shimmy your hips,
it's
or
isolated.
you shimmy your shoulders and your hips are moving, you're not isolated. And so the movements aren't, I call it, it's like learning a new language. So your body does not move, your rib cage doesn't make a rib circle in everyday life. And so I had a belly dancer early on in my teaching career who ended up having to have a mastectomy. And her surgeon said, "What do? You have the most highly developed intercostal muscles I've ever seen." And that's the most, I didn't even know we had muscles between our ribs at that time, right? And so anyway, you're doing movements that you don't normally do in real life. So it is harder, but it's also very fun. And it's a grounded dance, and anybody can do it. I've taught ages 3 to 93.
You sure anybody can do it?
Yes. You just have to have the right teacher. I'm telling you, I've had so many people come to me and say, "Oh, I'm too uncoordinated," or "I just don't, but I want to try again." And anybody can do it. It's just, we can't all do all the things. There's so many parts of belly dance. If you can't do a belly roll, who cares? If you can't do a shoulder shimmy, that's okay, because there's 10,000 other movements you can do. And that's how I teach. So we find a way. I've worked with people who have disabilities, people who have injuries that have had injuries that create a disability. People that, I had this one dancer, she had polio when she was young. It struck her before she was old enough, when she was an infant, to take the medication at the vaccine. And she had, one foot was size 4 and one was size 8. One side of her body didn't develop because of the polio. And so she became a beautiful belly dancer, because we find things. I work with people individually. If they can't lift their right arm, then we figure out something else, a different way to do it. So that's what I love about belly dance, is it's so creative. It's so adaptive to anybody, any size, any shape, any age.
Okay, because I'm getting up there in age. Why don't you come up north and teach some classes? Have you considered that?
Yeah, it would be fun. Divine feminine belly dance. I have a thing called goddess dancing that I teach that is really gentle, and that definitely anybody can do. You don't have to have any dance experience at all. So I've done that in Portland before, but it's been years.
Well, I think you should come back up, because
right.
I will definitely take your class. And is it a series of classes, or?
Well, I'm starting. Yes, the goddess dancing is just a workshop, but I am starting. One of my goals is to create an online class for belly dance and the sacred aspects of the dance, the divinely feminine belly dance that I do. And so I want to make it, and online isn't near as fun, but the way I'll teach it, you don't need to be athletic, or, it'll be a gentle, flowing, beautiful thing that people can do.
Interesting. This is fascinating. And then when you're doing this and you're getting light coming from your palms, and are you healing people at this time with that light?
I'm letting the energy, the divine energy, come through, and I feel it as unconditional love, and it comes out of me. And then I just allow, right? I will go up to, be guided to go up to specific people, but and I just allow the energy to flow. And some people have felt healing. And this one funny story, this one lady, she had a very strong accent, and she said, "Oh, when you danced, I felt grace fall upon me." And I thought, "Oh my
Oh.
God, a lady named Grace fell on her." That's what I heard, right?
Oh.
And then I'm like, I'm about to say, "Oh, I'm so sorry that happened," when I got it. It's like, "Oh, Grace, Grace."
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Oh.
people have had different reactions like that. And also, this is a great story about healing. I once was very, very ill, and I mean really, really sick, and which is rare for me. And all of my dance students were sick, and my troupe was sick, and we had a
Wow.
gig at a nursing. They had brought 3 nursing homes to the community center to watch us belly dance. And they call me an hour before the thing, and everybody calls in sick. And I thought, well, I cannot leave these people hanging. I'm going to go and I'll just stay on the stage so I'm not giving them my germs, right? I performed for them, and I felt this wave of love coming back to me from the audience, and it just filled me up. And I'm telling you, I was throwing up and had a fever, and it all dissipated. It all went away. Poof,
Wow.
like that. And another
Power of
time,
love.
yeah, I've had another time I danced. I had something going on. I was dizzy and blurred vision. I think maybe it was high blood pressure. I don't know, because I usually have low blood pressure. But anyway, I'm dancing, and I had live music, and I just let the energy flow through me, and all of a sudden, I felt the audience giving to me and the energy coming through me, and I was healed. And all of a sudden my vision cleared, and it was so amazing that I went over to the one of the musicians, and I whispered, "I just had a healing." So it goes both ways. You give and you also receive when you perform.
This is just really enticing. I'm not kidding you. I can so relate to everything you're telling me.
Awesome.
Okay, what other tricks do you have up your sleeve?
Well, I'm working on right now, I call it Divine Feminine Rising, and it's I have a podcast called Divine Feminine Rising, and I did it. I have I think 25 episodes, and then last year I kind of took last year off, and I'm getting ready to continue with my podcast. And then again, like the Divine Feminine Rising belly dance classes I want to do online. And I'm excited about that. I want to start. I'm on Substack, but I haven't really started my Divine Feminine Rising newsletter yet, but that's coming really soon.
Okay.
And so I have lots of things about my thing with the Divine Feminine is not like, okay, let's all be divinely feminine and forget the divine masculine. That's not what it is. It's bringing a balance back to spirituality, that the divine feminine and the divine masculine. We've been to bring that balance back, to bring in more of the feminine energy, because we know that there's a lot of patriarchy in the world, and when people say, they'll say things like, what is it they say in religion? Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, or Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And I always think you can't have a father or a
without
son
a mother.
without a mother, right?
Yeah, father,
so
mother.
That's where I'm coming from. It's like that balance of divine feminine energy, bringing that into the world. And it's lots of us are doing it. It's huge now. The divine feminine is rising, and whether you work with goddesses or you're just that your own divine feminine aspects, and so belly dance helps embody that. We have body, mind, spirit, but belly dance brings it into the body so that it's embodied fully.
Now, your Divine Feminine Rising, can people find that on YouTube? Is that where they would find it?
They can find it on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple, all the things. The podcast is on, on, and Amazon, of course. But it's on YouTube. I put it on YouTube. It's
Right.
just the sound though. But now I'll be
Oh, it's with
starting.
the sound. It's not with the. Okay.
Yeah, it's just audio, but my next session will be audio and visual.
Oh, very cool. You've got a
So
lot of things cooking.
yeah, and then the other thing that I wanted to tell you about is my Divine Feminine retreat, and
Oh, what's that?
it's we go out in the boonies. It's a camp in the forest halfway between I-5 and 101, down just south of Roseburg, and
Wow.
yeah, and
You're way down there.
it's a ways down,
Yeah,
and
that's a ways.
but I have people. So I do a belly dance camp also there, belly dance retreat, and last year I had 78 women for belly dance,
Yes.
and they come from Idaho, California, Nevada, of course, Oregon, Washington, and so they drive a long way, some of them, or fly, and then
Yeah.
it's very, very fun. And then
Wow.
my Divine Feminine retreat. So that's all about belly dance. There's spirituality also,
Mhm.
but it's mostly belly dance. I have several different teachers, a diverse lineup of lessons for people, and lots of feasting. I call it feasting and fun. And there's a river, beautiful cabins, a river, and hiking trails, and then I also have a Divine Feminine retreat, and that's going to be the last weekend in May this year. And we do some sacred movement, some Divine Feminine dance, but we also do herbs, and we do herbal walks. We do meditations. We do a thing I call sacred crafting. Every time we make something that fits the theme. So when it was Daughters of Isis, we made these beautiful ankh necklaces, Egyptian, themed necklaces. And so I bring all the beads and all the things, and it's just very fun. So you have something to take with you to remember that special time in the woods with women and spirituality. So yeah, that's my favorite thing I do.
And I think people leave that retreat revitalized.
Yeah. Restored.
Revitalized and centered and restored.
Mhm.
That is it, restored.
Yeah.
And is it just a weekend retreat, or is it?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so they leave connected, and they don't want to leave. We never want to leave. We want to can we just live here in the woods with the goddess?
Yeah, I don't know what the weather's like down there. I don't think it's as wet as what we get up here. So yeah, I don't think they want to be there forever though.
Yeah, well, when I had belly dance, I've had my belly dance retreat for over 35 years now, and it's only rained one time. It's early in September, and it rained once.
And is that closer to Coos Bay where you live, in that area?
It's about an hour for me to drive, and an hour from Roseburg, which is on I-5, the I-5.
Oh, sure, it's in between.
Yeah, it's about halfway between I-5 and 101. So
quit being down south so much. Come up north. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Maz, you got it going on. What else? Is there anything else? You've written some books. Perhaps we should talk about those and show the books too.
Okay, well, most of my books, so far, all of my books are about belly dance. Okay. And I wrote one called The Soul of Belly Dance. I think that's the first one I wrote. I can't remember, but it's The Soul of Belly Dance, because people, they dance, but a lot of teachers don't teach the roots of the dance, the sacredness of the dance, the soul, what I call the soul of the dance, and the lineage of the dance. They just teach, here, do this movement, here, do that movement, and we're going to put these movements into a dance. Okay. But they don't explain the culture behind it and the ancient aspects of this, wisdom. The back to the time of the goddess. And it's not that we worship the goddess. We're just honoring that's where the roots of the dance are, back. I mean, some people do worship the goddess, but you know what I mean? It's it's not a religious thing. It's just an
Mhm.
archaeological thing. At one time, that's what people did. And so that book, and then I wrote another book, which I'm going to rewrite. And
Kelly, do we have those books to pull up by any chance? I'm not, or Mez, do you have them next to you by any
I
chance?
don't. I forgot to bring
Oh,
them with me.
yeah. We were going to have them showing, but I'm not, maybe they got lost in translation. So,
Maybe.
I'm sorry. What's the other book?
The other one is the I call it Dances with Veils, Journey
Oh,
to the Divine Feminine.
hmm,
And there's a photo of me on the front where outside with the veil billowing out behind me. And
I saw
it's,
that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And it's about my
Hmm.
story. And the reason I want to rewrite it is because at the time, I didn't feel like I was being authentic enough about my background. It's
Hmm.
hard to explain. I only wanted to tell all the good stuff, and so I'm thinking about rewriting it. And then I made a cookbook called, I think it's Mediterranean recipes, but it's from the Middle East and the Mediterranean. And I used to have a magazine called Jarida Magazine. Jarida means magazine in Arabic, and or newspaper in Arabic.
Hmm.
And I did that for 20 years, and I had a recipe section in the magazine, so I compiled them into the book. Um, but my favorite book, and I wish I'd remembered to bring these to show you, but my favorite one is Belly Dance Transformations, and
Okay.
it's a compilation of stories of women, not just women. There's also a man, a musician, and stories of how belly dance transformed their life. How,
Seriously.
yes, and each one there's like, I don't know, 20 stories or more in there.
Hmm.
And how one person, she'd been in an auto accident and told that she wouldn't ever be normal again, wouldn't ever be able to walk or run or whatever, and she was able to get walking back. Then she became a dancer, and now, I mean, she's an award-winning dancer. She's amazing. And people who have passed like I do were very shy, very from
Hmm.
very a
Hmm.
victim mentality. That's what I love about teaching. You watch women go from victim to victorious, right? And or from mouse to lion,
Yeah.
and or
Uh-huh.
lioness. And
Uh-huh.
so the book is full of stories like that, how it's changed people's lives, actually transformed their lives. So yeah, that's my favorite one.
Oh, I would have never have guessed that.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
It's such a healing tool. People don't understand belly dance is so healing. So what happens is you start dancing, and this was before I knew what chakras were. My heart chakra opened up,
Oh.
and it was such an extreme
Uh-huh.
sensation that it almost scared me. Like, what am I feeling?
Oh.
My sacral chakra just opened up, and I had all kinds of pelvic issues with my ovaries and my uterus, and between Reiki and belly dance, I was told I'd have a hysterectomy by the time I was 35 because of all those issues between
Wow.
Reiki and belly dance. When I was 35, I had a son who I was never supposed to be able to have.
Oh my gosh.
So because of all those issues down there, right?
No
And
surprise.
so yeah, and now I'm 71. I still have all my parts, well, except my appendix. So so yeah, it's a very healing thing. I've watched people get out of abusive relationships. I've watched people make. One lady made draperies at home. That was her job. She was out. We were performing somewhere. One of my students. She met a woman. They hit it off, and started talking. And a month later, she's running a clinic for midwives because of this random meeting with this woman because she got out of her house and danced. So
Hmm.
I have lots of stories like that.
These are beautiful. I never thought belly dancing would lead down those roads and have it become mystical and healing and transformative.
Yeah. Yeah. People, they have no idea until they do it. I've had, it's very empowering for women, very empowering.
Well, I took it in college, so we're talking
Mhm.
a long time ago,
Yeah.
back in the 70s, and I wasn't very good. But I think under your tutelage, I think I would flourish. I do.
You would.
I know
Yeah.
that you would build me up and concentrate on making the parts that work even better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. One of my troop mates, she just started dancing, I think 5 years ago. She just turned
Oh,
she's turning
God.
76. And
Sorry,
she's
I got spirit going on over here, and I'm freezing. I need to get my blanket on.
yeah.
Okay, there we go. Oh, much better. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Go with your story. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I was just saying that, she started dancing 5 years ago. She's 76 and she's a beautiful dancer. She's in my troop. And being in my troop is um, challenging for because it's the more advanced
Oh,
people.
yeah,
And she's great. I love her. And
gives me
I,
hope.
yeah, and it's like if you find that person, and I can actually recommend a couple of people in the Portland area that are matriarchs of belly dance. So
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. So it is very healing. It is very empowering, and it's just I have women. I had a spiritual mentor that and she was my best friend for a long time. Her name was Karen, and she would come watch, and she was older, so she
Mhm.
was and she had some physical limitations, but she loved to watch. And she one day she said, now I understand what you do. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, I this woman, she named her, I'll just say Lynn, that's not her name, but Lynn, when I first saw her in town, she was like this. She was
Oh,
hunched and
oh,
like this.
tight.
And she came to you for belly dance, and I just saw her. Oh, and she wore her husband's shirts, no makeup. Her hair was always stringy and unkempt.
Mhm.
This is Karen saying all this. And then
Mhm.
I just saw your performance this weekend, and here's this woman standing straight, looking beautiful, her head held high,
Mhm.
walking with her head held high when I see her around town. She said, now I understand. Now
Ah,
I understand.
beautiful.
Yeah,
God,
it was really beautiful.
I'm freezing, Maz. I am really freezing. Spirit is just here we are. Oh my gosh, you have touched so many people with your practices, with your Reiki and your belly dancing and all that.
And they have touched me.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. And well, you wrote a book on that too. The
Mhm.
stories, the transformation
Yeah.
of people. That's crazy good. That's
And
good.
yeah, and the other thing I do that I love, love, love doing is my aura camera and aura reading. So I wrote a little book, just it's only 10,000 words. It's a tiny book, but about the auras to help explain that to people. But
About
you
the
know,
what?
the aura, your
Oh,
aura.
your aura. Okay,
Yeah.
your aura.
And so I
Mhm.
take a photo and then I can see their aura and the colors. And if they do the chakra one, I can see their chakras. And if their heart is shut down or their throat is shut down, or their third eye is giant, and I can tell them you're an empath, you're highly intuitive, and I can see all this stuff. And it sometimes feels really intimate and personal what I'm seeing. And so
Yeah.
I always tell people, is it okay if, because someone will be standing there, is it okay if they listen?
Oh,
And
yeah.
usually
Mm,
it's somebody, they're like, sure.
yeah.
But and then they have this beautiful photo that they can take with them, and I say put it
Mhm.
on the bathroom mirror or the refrigerator, wherever you're going to see it, to
Mhm.
remind you of how beautiful your divine light is in the world, right? Even though we can't visually see it, we feel that energy, when we meet people and interact with people. So that's my newest fun thing that I love doing. So I do that at shows.
Now, back up the truck.
Hmm.
You can take pictures of the chakras, the colors of
Yeah,
seriously?
yeah, yeah. Let me
Mass,
do something.
I feel so cheated. I do. Hey, I've never had anybody walk off camera during the show. This is the first.
Yeah, well, I'm a wild child. I'm telling you. So, so I don't know if you can see this, but this is me.
Hold it up just a little bit. Okay, I can tell it's you, but I
Yeah.
see the
Oh, there we go.
color. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There, it's clear. Yeah. Oh,
So
that's
that
gorgeous.
is
Looks like
the
you're an egg.
chakras, and then this is the it shows the
I want this done. Oh, I sound like
the
a baby, don't I?
yeah. So this is the aura, and then this is the chakras, and so then I
Oh,
can
this
give
is great.
a better reading when I have the chakras,
Dang it,
because
come to Portland,
yeah.
girl.
Well, if I do a show in Portland, I'll let you know
You
for
need to
sure.
do a show. They have that Wee Me fair.
Yeah,
Always. Do you
we me. It's
Wee Me?
MeWe,
Me
MeWe,
Wee, something like
metaphysical
that.
wellness. Yeah,
Yeah, over at Lloyd Center.
yeah, I might do that.
Yeah, and yeah, do it. And I have a spare bedroom that you and your husband are welcome. You and your significant other are welcome to come and stay here too
Thank
if
you.
you don't stay
Yeah,
in Portland. Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
I know because all my friends are going out there. Get her here. We want to go see her. Yeah, but you know what, guys? She's not that far away. She's in Coos Bay, and her
Right.
retreat is down toward the God, I can't even think of the forest down there. What is it, Maz? The redwoods. She's down. Are you down by the redwoods? Not down
No,
that
not that
far.
far down. Not
Okay, no,
no, that's about 100 miles further down.
no, that's
So
not that.
I'm just past it's Roseburg, like a few mile 5 miles past Roseburg, then you cut over to the coast, and it's called Camp Myrtlewood. People can look it up. It's beautiful. It's a church camp. And so when I first went there 35 years ago, I'm like, I
Mhm.
see church camp, and I'm thinking, are they going to want belly dancers, right? And we turned out to be their favorite group they ever had.
I
So,
was going to say you were the instrument of the devil.
I've had it's so funny. One time I was performing with my students and I went first and I was so glad. And I had a red costume on. And this little old lady, we were in a nursing home and she was all dressed up for the show. And she had her
Oh,
little purse clutched in her hand. And I come out and I come out to dance and I swirl around with my veil. And she goes, devil dancer, and shuffles out of the room with her little purse clutched to her.
oh
And
no, she
time
didn't
I
call you.
ever had anything like that, my grandma was a holy roller, and I mean a preacher, and
Mm-hmm.
they believed her particular, belief was that dancing was evil. She saw me perform. She wanted to see me, and she's my
Uh-oh.
grandma, and so I performed for her, and she said that was the most godly thing, the most beautiful thing I've
Oh,
ever seen.
thank
Did
God.
anybody think that what
Good.
you do, is devilish
That's good.
or
Seductive
inappropriate?
or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that was great feedback, right? And so then she's in a nursing home. She said, I want to set it up so you can dance for all my friends. And so then I performed for her, a group in the nursing home. And then later she tells me, she's 85, mind you. She says, I had so much fun watching those old people watch you dance.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh, mess. It took us a while to connect. You know that? There were just
Yeah,
a lot of things getting in the way. And I'm so glad we have.
I am too. I'm very glad. I feel like
Me-
I found a soul sister.
Oh, I'm going to tell you so much. I see so much of me in you. And I got to tell you, I love music and I love to dance. I dance almost every day. I was dancing after I got out of the shower and doing my makeup today.
Awesome.
I do. It just fills my soul. It lifts me up. And yeah.
Well, dance is healing and music. I think
Mhm.
that there's no borders to dance and music. I have one of my dear friends is a Jewish rabbi. He was an attorney, and when he retired, he became a rabbi, and he was always, a devout Jew.
Mhm.
And his best friend is an Arab, and they do music together. And so you've got this
Mm.
devout
Mm.
Jew and this
Mhm.
Muslim
Mhm.
performing music together,
Good for them.
and they do peace concerts. They used to do belly dance shows mostly exclusively, and that's how I met
Mhm.
them. But
Mhm.
they now they do peace concerts, and it's such a beautiful
That's
thing.
beautiful.
Yeah,
So
it's such a
beautiful.
beautiful thing to see them working together, and they are best buddies off stage too, and that makes it so cool. And so the music and dance, there are no borders. There just aren't.
None.
So
Are they located down in your area? Are
no,
they
they're actually in Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City? Okay.
They originated in Portland, but ended up in Salt Lake City. So yeah.
That's okay. You can branch it out. Hey,
Yeah.
girl, did we cover everything you wanted to talk about today?
I have one more thing.
Oh,
So
what's it?
I'll be publishing a book soon called Blonde Girl on the Reservation.
I
Good
bet you
reaction.
stood out.
Huh?
I bet you stood out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Blue eyes too. So I thought about blue eyes on the reservation, but that sounded dumb. But um, and this book I actually had an agent, and then she had to retire, and I decided instead of trying to find another agent, I would self-publish it.
Mhm.
And so it's all professionally edited, and it's my childhood or teen age experience living on an Apache reservation, and it's about the mystical things that I witnessed and experienced there on the reservation with the Apaches. And also, my experience. I thought it was just going to be about the Apaches, but then Spirit said, no, you got to talk about yourself. Like, people need to know why you were wandering the reservation by yourself as a
Mhm.
child, and it
Yeah.
was because of the bad home life. So anyway, so I'm excited about that. That's coming up, and it's like it seems to be like a different thing than my norm, but in reality, the Apache, that experience of community is what showed me the importance of community. If I was walking down the road, like I just wanted to go for a walk, I had to learn to walk on the railroad tracks, because if I walked on the road to go for a walk, every other car would stop and ask me if I was okay or if I needed a ride or whatever, right?
Oh,
They all, it's such a community there. Everybody takes care of
wow.
everybody else. And then the other thing is they're matrilineal. So the woman is the one that has the big coming out ceremony. It's the women are the lineage of the people, and so that kind of started my little brain thinking about you
Wow.
know um, matriarchal, matrilineal,
Mhm.
um, and of course then I opened up to the divine feminine later, got more understanding of that. So
Mhm.
yeah, it all kind of ties into who I am. So that'll be coming out within probably a month, maybe 2 months. So I'm excited about that.
That's really exciting. I still like the title with the blonde eyes. I
So
do.
it's blonde girl on the reservation, just because of course I
With
was
the
the only
blue
blonde
eyes,
girl.
though, I like that.
You
I
do, like,
even though
yeah.
you push that one aside, I do like that one. Yeah,
Oh, good.
because that would make you so different because everyone has dark hair and dark eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The reason I went with blonde girl on the
Girl.
reservation is because my dad had blue eyes.
Oh, okay.
So So I wanted to stand out. He did not have blonde hair.
You didn't?
Nobody in my family did. No, I was different.
In my family, only my granddaughter has blue eyes.
Hmm.
Nobody else in the family has blue eyes. So I think blue eyes are beautiful. Yeah. Windows to the soul, my friend.
That's right. I think all eyes are beautiful because they're the windows to the
Um,
soul.
well, I have enjoyed this and learning about you so much. And oh gosh, I just think that we're going to connect again somehow, somewhere. We will do that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
don't take off when this podcast is done so we can just touch base. Oh gosh, I got to read Love from Bono. I'm sorry. Honey, I almost forgot you. So my husband comes in and gives a message to the audience.
Mhm.
And you guys don't know this, but we were having technical challenges today, and I didn't even know if we were going to be able to make a video. And we were able to do that. And I tried to write better so I can read my. Hey, Kelly, do we have a picture of my husband ready? If not, I will just read Love from Bono. But have you seen my husband, Maz? Have you
I've
seen
seen, yeah, very handsome man.
him? And came from the soul, though.
Mhm.
Wasn't full of himself. Well, he's not going to make an appearance, but here is his message. Life is full of challenges. Follow and flow with the river of life. My wife learned that you never know what's around the bend in the river. That has been one of my biggest lessons in life. Paddle, float, do whatever you need. You will survive and thrive. So that's,
Thank
uh-oh,
you.
where do you go? Where do we go? Oh, there he is. Hi, honey.
Thank you for the message, Bono.
Yeah, thank you, sweetheart. You're the best. He really is. Well, Maz, I thank you so much. And we will be talking again, but don't take off, okay? Because I want to talk to you a little more.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
here.
A true pleasure meeting you. It really was. Thank you so much.
Look forward to meeting you in person someday.
Yeah, we don't live that far away. Thank you.
Thank you.